This is Calebovitsch, and we're doing another draft run-through with extensive commentary. In this pack, the best cards that we see is Hojan Crownbreaker, Display of Knowledge, Colossal Beastmaster, Arachnid Egg, and Sauropod. So I'm counting out all the cards that I'm rating usually a 7 out of 10 or higher. Okay, so Beastmaster, Display, and Sauropod have one thing in common, and that is being in 3 factions all at once, all in the beginning. On the other hand, Hojan and Egg are just single color, single faction. And right now it comes to personal preference. So, for example, if I wanted to rare draft, I would just get Hojan, because he's a good rare. If I usually end up in Aurelian, I would just pick Display of Knowledge. If I were usually into Elysian, somewhere between GNF and Aurelian, I would pick Egg, etc., etc. If I was a big Ixtan fan, it's Beastmaster. So right now, for me, choosing card pack 1, pick 1 is choosing one of the best cards that has the lowest requirement. So if there's not a 10 out of 10 legendary or rare, it's usually just going to be something very solid. And so right now, from the single color combinations, there's Hojan Crownbreaker and Arachnid Egg. And I think I value Hojan a bit higher because he's a very good Empower unit usually. Also Dust. Pack 2. Good cards include, but are not limited to, Infused Guardian, Lethrai Hideaway, and that's it. I mean, Scavenge is good in Windchest. Oni Samurai is decent / good in Ixtan. For Long, Axe are mediocre. So it's... did I say Lethrai Hideaway? I mean, Lethrai Hideaway is also great in Aurelian, but it's only in that 3-color faction. While Infused Guardian makes us wanna go into Corendon, but we're still in 2-color Combri territory, so we're still kind of good. Alright, here, Token of Knowledge is good, but it's not really in our colors. Sandcrawler falls short, so these are like filler cards. Rat Cage is not the greatest, and the rest is just blech. So for me, it's either just getting a token to extend our options for going maybe into Aurelian with that Infused Guardian, Sandcrawler for just a solid 3-drop unit, or just a big drop in that falls short. So both of these, I rate them similarly, and I think I'd rather get a unit than a mediocre removal. But a removal nonetheless. Next up, we have a token, and not really good cards. Not good cards at all. But if we were to pivot, I think Swindler would be the best card, because then we have more time than Justice. And Swindler is quite decent in both Elysian-based decks. Next up, there's the Token of Instinct that, well, is Elysian, or we can go Elysian or GNF with these 3 cards. There's also Lethrai Lobotomy, but I don't rate it as high. It's like it's comparable to Combust, but kind of worse, really. It's more difficult to get this going than it was to get Combust going, because then you had just a ton of grenades usually. So it's going to be Token of Instinct for me, is what I meant to say. Now, Consuming Greed, Sauropod, Elvish Swindler number 2. I don't think Swindler number 2 is going to be that great, so now is the question of whether we want to go into GNF or whether we want to go into Aurelian. And we already have a GNF token. This is better in GNF. These don't mind, so I'm going with the Sauropod here. Next up, mediocre picks, and I'm going to just get a 2-drop in Master Cartographer. Next up, Awaken the Ages, Master Cartographer, and Fireheart Recruit. Now, Recruit is the best card in a vacuum from these 3. We already have a Cartographer, and Cartographer, if it was pack 4 and we were missing 2 drops, then Cartographer would have been better than Fireheart Recruit, or given our color combination restrictions, etc., etc. Although, right now it looks like we're going into GNF, which is usually big time based, so Awaken the Ages is really playable in this color combination. Arachnid Egg over Token of Knowledge for sure. because it fits better. Fits this theme better. Second sauropod is great. These are not playable really, and this is not really playable as well. Right. Pack 2. Mask Maker is the rare, and it's playable in each and every deck we could have. Also, we gotta remember that we, for example, right now have already 2 dinosaurs and an egg. GNF has quite a lot of sentinels, so there are some combinations going for it there. On the other hand, good cards here include, but are not limited to, Oni Ronin, Dispel, and Gilded Glaive. Well, Gilded Glaive is in green, and we're not that really into green right now. We only have that first pick Hojin, but we already pivoted away from that. We have Oni Ronin, that's a good fire-based unit, and if we go early Praxis, we could get away with it. But the Mask Maker is the safest of choices. And going into big time, as with that Awaken the Ages, means that we don't want to get that many 1-drops, most of them being Erected and Eggs and maybe Scorpions. So that's why I'm going with Mask Maker. Next up, we have 3 banners. That's a lot. Is any of these banners good for us? Not really. Not really at all. Torrent of Spiders not in our colors. Island's Choice not in our colors. So the only real card that could end up in our deck is honestly Sandglass Parma. And that's it. That's just what I'm picking. I'm not saying it's a great card, but it's the pick right here, right now. Amber Ring is decent, but not the greatest, especially that we don't have many relic synergies. And Banner is just what we need. Pick number 4. We have Bold Adventure, Granite Acolyte, Dormant Sentinel, and Seek Power. And while these 2 are good, with Bold Adventure being better here than Granite Acolyte, I think Seek Power is just generally better. Alright? Alright. We have Skycrack Stranger, Aerial Ace, Backlash, and a couple of bad blue units, and I think Skycrack Stranger is great because it's a 2-drop and it's fixing in 2 of our 3 colors. Next up, some good green stuff. Xenon Stranger that fixes in 1 of our colors, or just a marketable Violent Gust that is honestly usually even good as a one-off in a deck that can deal with flyers, as this is doing, or rather not doing right now. Next up, there's the card advantage on Wisdom of the Elders or Predator's Instinct, and I think we need at least 1 instinct to stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. Skycrack Banner, great. A banner in our colors. This is usually not playable. Dragon Breath is good removal, so we're gonna pick it over Sharpshooter. None of these will make it in the deck, and Gruen Form probably not, but I'll just keep it here. Okay, I think we might safely get rid of Hojin right now. And what do we have here? We have Whispering Wind. We have Slay in our anti-colors. I mean, good cards in general is Whispering Wind, Slay, Lethroy Nightblade, Shadowland, Bone Picker, Changey Stick, Welding Torch. These are the best cards here. These are not in our colors, so I'll just skip over them. Welding Torch, Changey Stick, and Whispering Wind. These are all great. Now, Whispering Wind is an irreplaceable effect, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, it's that there are no other cards that have this effect, right? So this filters out your, for example, lower cost stuff when you're flooded. Also is 1/2 flyer for 2, so that's also decent. Well, twice as expensive as Cloud Tail Hatchling that we're not playing. Anyway. But Changey Stick and Welding Torch are just good removal and just weapons. So, and I think in this color combination, Changey Stick might be a bit better than Welding Torch. So it's between Changey Stick and Whispering Wind. Now, usually you want to pick Whispering Wind because it gives you more Shift Stone. Wink, wink. But let's get serious for a moment. I have 2 2-drops. So, and my high end, I think we'll get there. Sauropods are like 7 cost stuff. Anyway, so I think it's Whispering Wind over Changey Stick right now. And there's a non-zero chance of us getting that Changey Stick later on. Here we could pick between very shiny Stormlinks and a Praxis banner. We already have 2 banners, a token, a Stranger, and a Seek Power, so we're set. Especially that red is our splash for double Carnivorous Sauropod. And that's it. That's really it. So I'm just gonna go with Stormlinks over Praxis banner. Also, we only have 1, 2, 3 2-drops already, and this is a good one. Let's not kid ourselves, it is a good one. Next up, Illumination Wisp or Amaran Archaeologist. So in general, Wisp is the better card than the Archaeologist, but I think Archaeologist might be better in big time based decks because it ramps us up quite good. Quite good indeed. I mean, there's an argument for one and against the other, so yeah, there's that. Spear Diver is better in Ixton, Topaz Drake, not really the top end I would like, but here we have Elysian Stranger that's in both our colors, so yeah, great, pick it. What do we have here? Ancient Lore for some card advantage, Rebel Sharpshooter for, well, we already have a couple of 3s, off-color banners, no, I think I would go for the Lore instead of the Sharpshooter here. And here we can get Flash Freeze or Ageless Sentinel. Now, do we have a lot of spells / relics? I think yes. I think we should go for Flash Freeze over here anyway. Or do we go for Ageless Sentinel? I think we can get a lot of 4-drops in pack 4, like Court Mage, like Sirocco Glider, like even Surveiller. And Flash Freeze's effect is just so great. So great indeed. Well, here we have a 4-drop, in Tower Top Patrol. That's just... Right here, we already have a Parma. I don't like playing 2 Parmas. We already have a Violent Gust, so I think I'll just go for Disjunction. On the other hand, I could go for Cryptic Etchings if we end up with a lot of Akantas Outriders and not enough relics. So yeah, let's go for the Etchings. Change my mind. I can do that. Icebow over cards we're not going to end up playing. We're not going to end up playing Icebow anyway. Uncommon for Dust. Nothing. And a Praxis banner last pick. That's great. That's really great. Okay. Skycrack Scalebreaker is a bomb. And it's in our colors, so it's just terrific. Terrific. Also, we have Pompous Historian, Awaken the Ages, but we already have 1 Awaken. I don't think you should be playing, well, not more than 2. 2 is the max, but we can get that later. Pompous Historian is not the greatest. Spitfire, we can get that later for sure, so it's just good old Scale Breaker. Next up, Cliff Diver Mantisaur is a great unit. Crown Watch Captain is good, but it's worse than the Mantisaur. And the rest is subpar. I mean, these 2 pledges like Letra Intimidator and Fireheart Recruit are decent, but are worse than the Mantisaur for sure. Yes, 4-drops as I said, but both of these are worse than Sauropod, than Stoneshell Walker, than even Parry. And while I do enjoy myself a good old Stoneshell Walker, I think we're gonna go with a Parry here. It's much better. Conflagrate is a great removal. We don't want to play another Swindler. I don't think we're going to play this Swindler anyway, because we don't seem to have enough relics. And that's it. Hearthside Cyclops, that's double red and a splash color. Pitiful Trap is great. And not much else, so let's go for the Trap. Sudden Schism is awesome, but we do need our top end. We're topping off at Infused Guardian and Mantisaur. It's still gonna be Schism though. Runic Protector, yeah, I think we might end up playing 1 Runic Protector or something in this vein. We have Dragon Breath, we have Parry, so we have Icebow, so we're picking Scorpion for sure. Unit count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on Mask Maker. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Still gonna be Pitiful Trap over Yeti. Nothing here. Big Club or a Small Spear. And that's a negative on the Honeypot. Alright. So we got ourselves 36 cards. I'm just checking if I missed something. Icebow can stay here. I mean, if we had 2 Scorpions, then sure. Right now, I'm not 100%. We are missing a lot of key cards in these colors, I think. We don't have any Mighty Strikes, we don't have any Wormstones, so that's bad. We're not really ramping up too much. We only have double Sauropod. So I think Awaken the Ages can go. Runic Protector can go, Elvish Swindler can go, and Archaeologist can go. On the other hand, we don't have that many units. We have Predator's Instinct. Okay, which is better, Predator's Instinct or Icebow? I still think Icebow will be better, because we can still play it on a flyer, have a better clock. I am playing both Pitfall Traps. We didn't get any Acanthus Outriders, that's just bad. I'm gonna double check on our units. Am I not playing this pledge though? Northwind Herald? Probably not. I'm gonna check him anyway. Oh, you're right, you're right. Okay, so yeah, let's get the Swindler back for a moment. And what else did you say? Oh yes, Predator's Instinct, sure. Okay, so right now there's 18 units here. Is it possible for us to play this for free? Honestly, I think yes. Especially that we have Instinct and Seek Power. So we're going down on Protector, we're going down on Archaeologist. And, I mean, this is a flyer. This is like our Acanthus Outrider. Sure. We can cut the Icebow. We're not cutting Parma, though, because getting that teleport on a unit wielding a couple of big old weapons is great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so that's decent. We gotta cut 2 cards here, though. And I think it's going to be Grunge form. And I think it's going to be Violent Gust. So while it's not 100% on playing that Northwind Herald, it is possible. And still we have a 6-cost flyer that we can get rid of via Cartographer, via double Pitfall Trap, etc., etc. Elvish Swindler can get us one of the Pitfall Traps. We have a lot of looting, a lot of card advantage. How many pledges do we have? We have 1, 2... We have 2 pledges on units we don't want to pledge out. Infused Guardian and Cliffdiver Mantisaur. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flyers, so that should be enough. We have Flash Freeze, we have Sudden Schism on some big units, so sure. When it comes to Mask Maker, let me check. We have a Scorpion, no. We have 2 Strangers, no. Elf, Cat, hey Cat. Elemental, Double Dino, Insect, Explorer, Mystic, Dinosaur. I think maybe on Dinosaur, really. Now we have 2 Elementals. We have Whispering Wind and Northwind Herald. I think it's just gonna land on a unit, and that's it. Alright, let's see what power we have here. Double Praxis, 1 Skyprog, 1 token, and power. So for this is mostly primal sometime. What are our requirements? Double primal, double primal, double primal, double primal. Yeah, a lot more primal, only 1 double time. And another double primal. So for primal we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For time we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 12 and 9. Looks good. For fire we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, we have 8 for 3 cards in fire. That are usually late game cards. So I think we're set. Yeah, 17 power with Seek Power. Okay, looks great.